Well, hello there. I'm excited to be here and see you. And it was funny because I want to make a video and it's kind of a serious video again. And I was afraid I was going to cry. And then I don't know what it is, the sniffles or allergies kicked in. And so my eye makeup already looks a little smeary, but it has nothing to do with crying. So, but before the end of the video, I may not, we'll see, whatever. The title of the video is Guru's Cry 2, Starting Over Part 2. Couple months ago, 5-6 months ago, I made a video called Starting Over, and a lot of people saw it, and a lot of people reached out to me, and a lot of people sent love and excitement and all kinds of stuff. And so I thought I'd give you an update on what's going on and kind of a little history too. I think by now, if you know me at all, you know I'm a little bit of a history buff. I'm a nostalgia person. I want to take you through the history of my career in the industry and some of the things that have happened that have formed me into the person I am today. The first was in 1999, I joined Herbalife. And then I woke up one morning in, I think it was 2000, to the news that Mark Hughes, the founder of the company, was dead. He had died from an accidental overdose. And at that point, and I don't know if you've ever been there, maybe you're there now, I had all my hopes and dreams wrapped up in this company and everything about it. I had put everything I had. I was seriously like drinking the Kool-Aid. So when this happened, it was worse than having somebody I dearly loved die, because this person represented my hopes and dreams. And I watched and saw a lot of things during that time period that make me really the attraction marketer I am today, because I watched grown men crying, one, for their love of that man, but also because they really had no other skills. They had no, back then nobody had a list or anything else. They just had a downline and the company was in trouble. I watched people try to gather together to people who didn't even get along, try to gather their money together to buy the company. And I watched the company go through changes and transitions. Their biggest concern was that it would be bought out by some conglomerate and that it wouldn't be the Herbalife that everybody knew and loved. And truthfully, in the end, you can't bring back, Mark was a special, special person. You can't bring back that magic. Company goes on. The company is bigger than ever. The company's had its trials and tribulations. That's a video for another day or story for another day. I have really nothing to say about that because I haven't been involved in the company in quite a while. But that's where I grew up, and that was the first kind of tragedy in my career. Tragedy from afar, anyway. Then fast forward a couple of years, my makeup really is smearing. I don't know what's about. Maybe I'm wearing makeup that I'm allergic to. I don't know. Fast forward a couple of years, and my very prominent upline dies of a heart attack suddenly. And that shook everybody because he was just the voice, and he was kind of like what we used as our replacement for Mark. And then a week after that, I'm talking 1 week apart, my local upline mentor, well, not local because he was 3 hours away, but the person that was guiding me drops dead of a heart attack too. So that was a week that jarred my soul. We had vacation together. We had been on trips. I had started really excelling. I had learned a little bit about marketing. I was doing all these different things, and I was hanging out with all these big dogs. And 2 of them just died. And so that was another time where I shed a lot of tears. It was very sad and it was confusing. And especially when everybody's rotating around one figure and everybody's counting on that one figure. He was like the dad of the organization. And if he wasn't there, the meeting didn't run right. If he wasn't there, things just didn't get done. It didn't happen right. He was the guy. He kicked everybody's ass and he kept everything in order. When he was gone, there was a leadership vacuum. During that time, a young man who had been mentored by him met somebody else from another company. They came in and basically recruited everybody out from underneath the widow. And everything collapsed, and a huge organization went to nothing almost overnight. So that was a horrible period. And it was also a time where, again, I learned a lot of lessons. Now, right after this, and I remember having words with the folks that were trying to cross-recruit everybody. It was fascinating. It was fascinating to watch what went on. I mean, we were all like a big family, or so I thought. I mean, I believe this stuff. I'm a Pollyanna, guys. I believe in all this love and beauty and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, the whole organization's moved, and basically my choice is to go with them or figure out something else to do. And so I end up meeting my mentor, who you guys have heard me talk about many times, and we worked closely together, and he taught me so much. And, 6 years into that, he actually tries to commit suicide. It's public knowledge that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And after we did a seminar for the weekend, and then I saw him on Monday morning. He seemed off, but he's an eccentric kind of guy. I didn't think that much of it. And on Tuesday night, he went and tried to end his life. Now, thank God that didn't happen. And he was, in his fear when it happened, he called 911 and he got help. But that was another day. I mean, when I found out what happened, I was devastated and freaked out, but I kind of went into emergency mode. Like, I'm going to take care of everything. Emergency mode. And by the way, this is leading up to, I'm telling you this for a reason. And then a couple days later, a priority mailbox arrived, and it was a box with all the records from the business and a sticky note that said, "Take care of Vinny," which is his wife. So he really intended to not be here and was asking me to help his family. And that literally, when the box came and I opened it and I realized what it was, I fell to my knees and I sobbed. And then I had to go for months without telling anybody what was really going on. And I kind of covered, and then it became apparent that his heart, obviously he had, stuff he had to take care of. And by the way, he's fine now. Anybody who knows who it is, he's fine. He's great. We talk. He's just a wonderful person. He changed my life. But it was apparent that he wasn't going to be coming back to do what we had done. And I had this mission and this love for what I was doing. And so I was lost. I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know where to go because, again, I was kind of rotating around a person, and that person was gone. And I had a choice, as I did in all these other times, to lay down or to get up. Lay down or get up. I got up and I ended up joining, but you guys know I've been the top earner at My Lead System Pro for several years. I joined My Lead System Pro that night. And I joined an MLM that night, one night, 3:00 in the morning. I just decided, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to, one, I needed to make money. I needed to make the money. And two, I just decided this is going to be my new homes. This is it. I'm going to do this. And I found new place to hang out, and new wonderful people and new horizons. Unfortunately, the MLM didn't make it. Great people. I loved that group. We went on so many trips together, and we still, it's like the glory days of so much fun. The MLM didn't make it. It merged with another one. And, so I didn't stick with that because it went away. But I've been here at My Lead System Pro for, I think it's 7 years now. So 2 years ago, one day, my husband just tells me we have to talk. And he, and I've rotated around the family and all this stuff. And by the way, I'm not criticizing him. I know he's going to see this or it's going to get back to him because the last video I did, I was called out on. So I'm just going to say what I feel. That doesn't represent what anybody else feels. It doesn't represent, it's just my feeling. And I'm not going to talk about it to any great extent. But one day he came, he basically said, we have to talk. In fact, I remember he was sitting on the couch and I was working and he said, we have to talk. And he told me that he basically had someone else. And that day was a day that crushed me to incredible extents. And that was a little over 2 years ago. So now, just like when my mentor was gone and had to, I had to cover for him for a while. I was, the phone's ringing. Let's see who it is. Nobody I want to talk to. I had a business to run. It was my source of income. And I had to figure out how to be Diane Hockman. Well, I was dying. I was absolutely dying. And in the last video, I told all of you that saw it, one, create content all the time because it'll save your life, because you have residual content and letters and things you've written. Two, build something that gives you residual income because I had some time to mourn because I had residual income coming. And it was the darkest period of my life. There's no two ways about it. The darkest period of my life. If you are under the impression that your business, like when you don't have a job and you have a business, that everything's going to be lollipops and rainbows and unicorns, I'm telling you this, all of this for a reason, because I want you to understand that tragedy in life happens. Tragedy happens because my mentor used to say, planes crash, people die. What are you going to do? Right? And it sounded so cold at the time, but I look at it now. Planes crash, people die, spouses leave, finances change. My finances changed. And the question is, out of tragedy, will you find triumph? Will you make your mess your message? Will you stand up or will you lay down? I once heard Dale Calvert say something, I'm not going to quote him properly, but it's not about how, whether you fall down, it's how many times you can get up. How many times you can get up. So Friday, I became a divorced woman, which are words I never, ever thought I would be saying. And yet I'm saying them. And as hard as it's been, I've learned so much. One, I've learned about people, and I've learned about true friends. I've learned about, how do you describe it? I've learned who is really attuned to what's going on with you. I've learned who has no clue about what's going on with you. I've learned a lot about business and when things happen. And if you don't have things structured correctly, I made a lot of mistakes, guys. I'm here to tell you, and I'm going to start documenting all of this now, this rebuild of all of this. I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't understand certain things. I rotated around the stability that I thought I had. And I'm not one of those negative people, because women used to say all this stuff like, you have to hide money. And I never hid any money. I never put anything anywhere. I never set certain things aside. I never planned properly. This is going to get thrown in my face later too, but it's too late now. And I'm still standing. I learned that people, places, and things show up, and other people, places, and things go away. I learned that it's not about money. And I always knew that, and I preach about it and I talk about it, but I learned more than ever. It's about love. It's about family. It's about children. It's about my parents and my immediate, my sisters, and the people that I haven't had really tight relationships with, that I now realize how fleeting time is. It's about doing my bliss. Guys, teaching attraction marketing is my bliss. I was blessed. My Lead System Pro gave me the opportunity to teach a course recently. And I came home from Live the Dream, and things took a bad turn in the divorce. And it was a really, it was, in fact, the worst period of it was, the very worst was right after it happened, the first couple of months. And then not too long ago, there was really a bad turn. And during that time, if I hadn't been teaching this course, I don't know that I'd be standing. Oh my gosh, this is like smearing down my face. What's up with that? We're going to sit here and have makeup smear with Diane. I think it's the eyeliner is bothering me. It's a different eyeliner. Throw that one out. So if I hadn't had that course and I hadn't been teaching, I don't know if I'd be standing at all. Truth. If I hadn't had my friend Ray Williams, you guys go meet him, who has been an advisor to me. He's an incredible hypnosis practitioner, neurolinguistic programming, not for sales, but for reworking your mind and reframing things. He's helped me dramatically. If it were not for a handful of people, I'm not going to name you, but you know who you are, the handful. In the beginning, everybody wants to love you and, help you out. But 2 years later, nobody even remembers it's going on and nobody cares. And that's okay, because that's, life goes on, guys. Life goes on. But a couple of you, right to the very end, were there with me. And I can't thank you enough. I have a few things I want to say to some of you. During this 2-year period, there were several times that I tried to get back up, and I put together some different things. And then there are some of times that I started something and I didn't finish it out, which is unlike me, but it happened. So for any of you, if I owe you something, I don't mean, like you owe me, but I mean, if there was something like, if we were supposed to do 10 letters and we did 6 and we didn't get to do the other 4, if there were, and guys, I'm not talking about if you didn't show up. Okay. If you didn't show up, please help me out and don't come bombarding me if you know that you didn't pull your part. But if there's anybody who didn't get something that I was supposed to provide, there's some of you that are supposed to get a membership to some stuff that's coming. There's some of you that made a purchase during this period of time and you were promised some things. I intend to make good, but feel free to reach out and let me know that you were one of those people, because quite frankly, it's all a blur. It's all a blur. And I would love to give you anything you want and love to make sure you know that I care, because I do. I just tried to get up and I'd fall down again. And I tried to get up and I'd fall down. See, now this will make me emotional, not my personal relationship, but the idea that I failed any of you kills me. But sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. And I had to. And now, with the help of a few friends and the help of a support network and the help of myself, it's time to get back to work. And I know I said that 5 months ago, but I didn't know what was going to happen. But now it's over. It's done. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to work with clients. I'm ready to build stuff out. I'm ready to soar again as far as being a teacher of attraction marketing. It's more important now than ever. Becoming strong, becoming independent, understanding how to run your business. Not waiting for somebody else to do it for you, etc. And that's why I don't baby people. I'm never going to do it for you. I'm never going to baby you. That's not my job. You might have organizations and things, and it's great when you can plug into an infrastructure. But my focus and my philosophy is to work with people that want to learn this on a higher level. I'm excited because the one thing I figured out about each time tragedy struck was that I was stronger after. And when Mark died, I ended up going out and learning all this stuff. And when Bill and Frank died, I went out and learned all this other stuff. And when Joe could no longer carry on our Million Mile March that I loved so much, I went out and I got stronger. And this will only make me stronger. It's part of life. Planes crash, people die. When you accept that and you embrace that and you get into the moment, it's exciting. Some other developments, I have changed my diet around. I went away on a trip for a little while and came home and just all of a sudden just changed my diet around, taken off some weight now, which I'm excited about because I need to. Got some new business infrastructure in place, got some new advisors, which I needed to. And I'm going to recover and I'm going to serve people. And gosh darn it, I'm going to write that book. So that's it. Gurus cry. And I feel funny even referring to myself as a guru because I'm not. I'm a small potato when you really look at the big structure of things. But I like the headline. The headline is good. And you will cry during your journey, whether it's on the business front, whether it's on the personal front. In fact, I had a company not pay me. I mean, we settled and said 50 grand, but they owed me a hell of a lot more than 50 grand. Just didn't pay me. Just didn't pay me at the worst time when I needed it the most. Just didn't pay me. And by the way, you know who you are, and you should feel free to pay me at any point. I have not embarrassed you or made a big stink. Feel free. When you get things back on the road, maybe you'll see this too, because I know you poke around sometimes. That was truly crushing, truly crushing. I thought I was going to get up and do something, and it was like, well, we're just not going to pay you. Actually, they bounced checks and then they didn't pay me. So it's been a rough ride, kids. I want to thank again a couple of my close friends that you know who you are, people who I didn't realize were my close friends that are. That now I couldn't imagine not having you around me. I want to thank some people that offered me work when they knew I needed it, that I wasn't able to do, because I said yes. And then I was like, I can't do this. I just don't have a voice. And I want to thank my lead system pro again for being really supportive during this. You guys, thank you. Thank you. I didn't try to suck my thumb or, ask you for anything, but you were really supportive, both in just offering to give me a hand, of course, letting me appear on your stage when you knew I was in a little bit of an emotional state. Hopefully I served. And also for keeping me out of the spotlight for a while, because I needed to be out of the spotlight. So I appreciate you. So what's next? I am basically going to start documenting the whole, because now I've come clean twice, and I'm just going to start documenting the whole rebuild via videos and stuff like that, and really crank up some content. But it's not going to be fancy. It's going to be me rambling into the camera, often with no makeup on, because we see what happens when I put makeup on, about what was basically, although let's put it this way. Yes, I have my name, and yes, I have my list and all that other stuff. I really need to rebuild. I have some, for the first time in many years, some debt I have to take care of due to circumstance. And so I got to start over and get to work. And here's the scariest part. Things have changed, it was really easy. You always think it's hard. And then you look back and you go, my God, that was easy. Like everything, every window, you look back and you go, my gosh, like when video was new, it was so easy. When this was new, when that was new, there's new things to learn. And I need to become a student again. I need to, get my ass in gear and get back to learning. I'm going to share what I learn. And I need to get back in the groove. I was so down. I would just lay in bed and lay on the couch. I'm not going to kid you. I was just paralyzed. Paralyzed. And then what I would do is I go over my computer and I work everything I told you guys about being able to work 15, 20 minutes a day and make a good living. It's true if you're really consistent, because I survived for 2 years doing that. I'd go over, I'd find an old post, I'd find an old letter, I'd revamp it, I'd post it. I'd post, I mean, literally on Instagram, most of the pictures I post are old. I'm just trying to revive the channel. So that's it. So I'm kind of committed to being out here and talking with whoever wants to listen. There may be 3 of you, I don't know, on a regular basis, whether I'm made up or not, whether I'm, expressing my frustration as well as the triumph, because a lot of times it just seems like it's all so wonderful. Let's get real. But really, in the end, the reality of having a successful home business, if you do the work, is so much better than the reality of doing the grind. Unless you have a career that you love and you're passionate about. Most of the people I talk to don't. The reality of having the home business freedom is, even if it's hard, is so much better than the reality of the grind. It really depends on who you are and whether do you feel better being fed and having that safety and stability, but being kind of caged? Some people do. And if you feel good and safe in that environment where you just show up and they pay you and so on, go do it. It's not necessarily bad life. You can make a decent living, you can have retirement, and you're good to go. I was meant to be, to roam free. And sometimes roaming free has a price, has rewards. So you're going to watch, maybe. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm over. Maybe I'm a has-been. I don't think so. I think it's going to be bigger and better than ever before. And that's it. So Curious Cry. They also have runny eye makeup. And starting over, episode 2. And I'm hoping this is the last starting over for a little while. Yeah, I'd like a little 10-year run at least. So I'm going to get back at it. I love you all. And if anybody needs something from me, you know where to find me. It's just Diane@DianeHochman.com or DianeHochman@gmail, or find me over on Facebook. Send me a note. Let me know what's going on. And then if you see me send out an email, if you're on the list over at DianeHochman.com and you see me send an email and there's something that over the past 2 years you feel that maybe you deserve to have that thing, tell me. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, if you blew me off, that's on you. But if I blew you off, that's on me, and I have to over deliver, So I'm a stand-up kind of girl, but sometimes you just got to lay down. I'm back up. All right. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go fix my makeup. All right. Bye. Love you.